Hi everyone, it's Sam here from Sam's AI Automation. And today I'll be talking about the best practical ways to improve your results using large language models such as ChatGPT with prompt engineering. Um, I've been an automation developer for several years, but I'm fairly new to AI, and basically I'm teaching you as I learn. So kind of like the grade 5 teacher that teaches the grade 4 class. I'm just ahead of you, and I'm basically just, well, as I said, teaching as I learn. So with this one, if you're asking why would you want to learn about prompt engineering, my answer is basically that the quality and accuracy of the output when dealing with large language models such as ChatGPT come down to how well you prompt it. If you think about it, it's the main variable you as a user have a control over. Also, if like me, you're looking to learn AI in a practical sense, prompt engineering skill will form the basis of your understanding of things like chatbots, voicebots, or other AI applications. So let's jump into my computer for a closer look at this subject. Okay, so as we've been discussing, we want to improve our prompt engineering. So basically, there's 6 components you can use to put together to create a really good prompt that really works well with ChatGPT. Obviously, as I've got written here, role, task, specifics, context, examples, and notes. And as we transition through this, we'll see exactly what they are. Okay, so the first one is role. Now, you need to tell ChatGPT exactly what it is in order to get the best results. And don't be shy. Basically, a good way to say this is sort of, well, as an example I've got there is basically you're a world-class mathematical educator who is known for their accuracy and ability to explain complicated things in a way that people can understand. The example I've chosen for this particular demonstration is basically uh, teaching people and writing a good essay, perhaps about mathematics in this case, just really basic stuff. So important things to note here: don't be shy. Telling ChatGPT it's a world-class educator is a really good way to get a good result. And basically, interestingly, the more you pump up ChatGPT with things like world-class or expert and words like that, it really helps it understand that it needs to give you a good result. So that's how role works, basically. Next one we've got is task, and here this is kind of the obvious thing, and this is what most people would just type into ChatGPT as a prompt. Basically, you need to tell it what to do here, and you think your average prompt person or average person using ChatGPT would just say something simple like this, like the important task is to describe the Pythagoras theorem and how it is formed the basis of fields of study such as trigonometry. You could use that prompt by itself, but all these other bits and pieces put together will give you a much better result than just that by itself. The next one, and this is specifics, and this is where you give it kind of guidelines on things like the format. You might specify something like HTML or code or some sort of different format. How many words are required? Anything else like that. The example I've given here, your answer is to be around 500 words and will involve some history of mathematics. So that's basically how that works. Gives a bit of kind of just focuses ChatGPT on what it needs to actually provide you. And okay, so next part is context. Now here you're telling ChatGPT about the audience, the environment. It's kind of to give it a bit more, as I said, context, help it understand some of the guardrails and of the information it should respond with. And here is an example I've got. Your response will be critical in helping middle school mathematics students get a better grip on their mathematical learning. And again, it's just a guardrail, gives a bit of, well, I keep going back to the context, and that is the header, so that makes some sense. But some context around what ChatGPT needs to provide an answer for. Now, there's a couple of things in here that are actually a little bit interesting. Your response will be critical. Using emotional words like critical or really kind of high intensity words are things that ChatGPT picks up on, and it really makes a difference to the quality of the output that it actually gives. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one, which is examples. Literally here, you're giving some Q&A examples of previous good results that give the model basically a good understanding of what the kind of thing it needs to produce. So, okay, so there's varying schools of thought on how many examples you should give. I've been taught 3 to 5 examples is enough. Some people say 10, but basically it's kind of like a law of diminishing returns. The difference between, say, 10 or 15 examples and maybe 1,000 examples might not be that big in terms of the increase in accuracy. But basically 3 to 5 is a good number. So just you've got to weigh up your effort in creating these examples up against the increase in accuracy you want to actually create. So I've got an example here, pretty crap one. I don't even know if this is true actually. In reality, you would get correct answers and good answers for this example. You get the idea anyway. Okay, so the last part is notes, and there's a few attributes here that are kind of interesting. In notes, we put them at the end because they're important. Basically, ChatGPT, when it looks at your prompt, the things it rates as most important are the first things it sees early in the text and the last things it sees early in the text, basically. Here you can kind of tell it things it must do or must not do. And the important thing is you don't actually frame them as negative, as must not things. You always put them as positive things, as it must do this. For example, your answer must be written at a level a 15-year-old will easily understand. So that's basically the prompt. So if we put that together, I've excluded examples simply because I haven't been bothered to write actual examples for the prompt. But okay, so we put this all together. I won't bother reading it. It's quite long and wordy. Basically, that's the prompt. This is a really good example of, minus the Q&A examples, of how to do a proper prompt engineer to get a good response. Maybe it's a bit of a weak example because it's only going to write an essay. You can do it such that it actually provides a response. Say, for example, classifying emails, you might want a set number of responses. You might say, okay, you've got 300 emails classified into this, this, and this. That might actually be a different way to do it. But this one, I've given it kind of a free rein to, within the guidelines I've given, to write a good response. Just an example. Here's the answer ChatGPT has given us. Unfortunately, on YouTube, I'm guessing this is quite hard to read, but from what I've read through, this seems like a pretty accurate and well-written response. And I think that really maybe is due to the quality and the way we've actually prompted it. So, look, that's it from me. This is all a new world for me. This will be my first YouTube video in a long time, as I'm sure you can tell. Going to be delving more into automation and AI specifically as I learn more and more. Thanks.